Well, people are joining, which is great. So we'll leave it a couple of minutes, but just getting excited.
Obviously, yes, it's great. It's always great to have these moments when we can answer questions. And I mean, often we have the same questions, understandably, but also it's just good to be able to go over some things that people might be not quite sure about.
Yes, absolutely. You know, I remember 20 years ago when I trained to be a life coach, over 20 years, I felt very daunted about making this big decision. My background was journalism. It was a complete about face change, quite a lot of money. In fact, the course 20 years ago was more money than this one is now. And there was only one in the world then. Just remember feeling extraordinarily frightened, daunted. Have I made the right move? Will I ever get clients? You know, so those sort of worries were back then. And of course, coaching's come on a lot since then. People know what coaching is all about. But it's entirely natural for anyone who's on the call to feel, oh, I'm in two minds. I don't know. Should I, shan't I? We hope to sort of allay some of those fears tonight.
I hope so. And I mean, I agree. As you know, I did this course myself with you 12 years ago.
Oh gosh, was it? Oh my
I think it was
goodness.
12 years ago. And I think probably longer. We're both in denial. We're rounding down. And I felt daunted and I kind of said to myself, you know, my job in finance is fine. It's not really fulfilling, but it's okay. So I'll do this course because I absolutely keep coming back to it saying that sounds really me and really interesting. So I'm just going to do it, as an additional skill because I think I felt daunted
Mm,
saying
mm.
this is actually what I'd like to be doing.
Yes.
So people come
Yeah.
to it in different ways, don't they?
They do, and it's okay. Um, please put any questions you have in the chat box as we go along. Don't leave it to the last 5 minutes because then people sometimes dash off and or we don't want to overrun too much. We've got a bit of time to play. But if there's any burning questions, put them in the chat box. And welcome everybody who's joining the call. There are people coming at all different times. So whether you're watching this in the evening, good evening. If you're watching it in a recording, good morning. Or maybe it's an afternoon you're watching it. Good afternoon and welcome. We're really pleased that you're joining us. And I know a lot of people have signed up for this tonight, but said, please send me the recording because they can't actually be here live. I mean, I'm trying to think, how many of these have I done now? How many coaching academies? So probably 14, 15 years now it's been going. And over 300 students have been through the Pure Coaching Academy. And I would say this, wouldn't I? But we've never had one person say this really hasn't been of use to me, not one. And if you read reviews, which people like to review these days, we've got a lot of 5-star reviews on Google Business, which I have no say in. Those are what students have put up there. So be reassured you're in the right place. And it is a minefield out there. There's so many academies to choose from. So we're hoping that whatever we say or do tonight might be the thing you're looking for. Some people want a longer course, 9 months. And if you like, we'll tell you why you can get exactly the same level of expertise in 8 weeks as you can with 9 months. We'll talk about that. My course was 2 years long. That was a very long 2 years, all those years ago. And some people want long distance learning. They want to be able to write essays and assignments over a very long period. That's not what we're about. We're highly experiential. It's an intensive course. And we guarantee that in 8 weeks, you will come out the other end, not only a world-class life coach, but actually quite different. You'll have changed as a person. Who you are on week 1 isn't who you'll be on week 8 for the best, right, must I? It's a life-changing course and in a very positive and happy and hopeful way as well.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely second that. And you made me laugh because I remembered someone specifically saying to me that they were very enthusiastic about being signed up to the course and looking forward to it. But when they kept seeing the comments saying life-changing, they were a bit like, okay, that's a bit much. I'm sure it will be really useful. And she said, I'm not this sort of person. I'm not a gushy person at all. I'm a very logical, practical person. And it's the only way I could describe those 8 weeks really did change my life. So she said, now I look back and I think, yeah, I'm one of those people now saying the same thing. So yes, I agree. It's not just about increasing your skill set, which obviously it does. Um, but I mean, obviously you reflect upon yourself.
Yes.
And I think, well, I would say people also come out with a lot more confidence in themselves.
Definitely, because you let go of a lot of your own baggage along the way, because you're being coached on the course, because you have a buddy coach from week one who's another student on the course. So they do an hour coaching you, and then you do an hour coaching them. So you're building up your coaching skills and getting confidence and trying on the tools we give you in the class immediately and safely with someone who's on the course as well. So you're really practicing from day one. Um, so that's why you change your life, because you get 8 weeks of or 8 hours of coaching by a student coach. So that in itself will help you, as well as what you learn by being a coach. You never hear life the same way again once you've got your coaching toolkit. When people say something, oh, that's a limiting belief. When someone's doing it, oh, they've got poor boundaries, or someone's, oh, they're not getting their needs met. Or, and you start to spot things. Obviously, don't call people out on it because they don't want to hear that. And they also, don't want a permanent coach being at their side. But you do see life differently afterwards, because you see what, the kind of stories people tell and the things that people need and the stories behind the stories. It all starts to become the way of the coach after 8 weeks. You'll never, as I say, never see or hear life in quite the same way again, but in a good way.
Yeah, and I think in addition to that, your listening skills are completely different forever, aren't they?
Yes.
I mean, we ask obviously the group, how do you think you are as a listener? And generally, often people that come on this course are empathic people anyway. And so they generally would say, yeah, I'm quite a good listener. And they're quite shocked by the end of it. They say, wow, I'm a completely different listener now,
Mm.
because you hear things differently and you learn how to manage them differently rather than jumping in with, have you tried this? Have you tried that? You have a completely different way of approaching things.
It
So
is, yeah, and you kind of I always think these your ears, they never get you into trouble. So by listening to someone is actually an act of love. So as coaches, we laser listen, we listen to the story behind what's actually being said, listen to the energy, the tone of voice. Are they really enthusiastic, or they're just saying, "Oh, I'm fine"? But actually, what they're saying is, "I'm fine," but their energy is low, so they're not fine. And we learn all those nuances on how to pick up on a client's real mood, not what just they're saying because the coach is listening or what people might want to hear, but what's really going on underneath the surface. So on the 8 weeks, we cover a lot of subjects, don't we, Natalie? It's incredible what we get through. And it is really starting off with the power of setting goals, and then limiting beliefs and values, the importance of self-care for your client, needs and wants. What else do we do? Remind me now. It's all on the website.
yeah, procrastination,
Procrastination.
healthy habits.
We have it, imposter syndrome, um,
I mean,
secret saboteurs, when you sabotage your own success,
yeah.
confidence coaching. Uh, it's everything you need to know in there. But how we differ from other academies is we're really committed to your success. And I remember when I graduated after 2 years at my coaching school, they didn't really tell you about the commercial side of things. So I thought, right, okay, I've got 2 years of coaching knowledge under my belt. Right, how do you get clients? No idea. And this is what we're keen to do. Towards the end of the course, we get into how you use all the social media platforms. And you don't have to like social media, but you might want to choose one of them and become an expert on one. We show you how to, well, Caroline, our course coordinator, how to build a very good website. We show you how to get press coverage. We show you how to be commercial, basically, and niche. Find a niche that sets you apart from the other coaches. You don't have to have it at the beginning of the course. We'll help you with that. Um, we don't like anybody to graduate thinking, I don't know what to say or do.
Yeah, or feel afraid,
Yes, or feel
because you
afraid.
can really study something, can't you? And then you have to take a leap at the end, which takes a
Yes,
lot. And we want people kind of flowing in as they do during the weeks, don't they? They flow into coaching and they say,
yes.
"Oh, I was talking to my colleague and they said they'd love if I coached them," and they start immediately because they're living and breathing these new skills. So you're already doing during the course. So by the end of it, there's not this, oh, and now it's a jump into who knows what.
Well, that's right. And so we hold your hand all the way. And also people
Yeah.
ask, what about when I do finish the 8 weeks? We have a monthly catch-up call for all the graduates as well. So that's ongoing mentorship, support, and supervision if you need that. So you're not on your own. We always have the catch-up call every month. So that's free and ongoing. And the people who come, we have a lot of guest speakers. And years ago, when I first started out in coaching, you kind of use the yellow pages. People probably don't even know what I'm talking about. There was no Google then. So if you wanted to find a web designer, you had to trawl through this big catalogue of names and addresses. You didn't know if any of them were any good. Over the 20 years, I have found really amazing people that I trust and I use for my business. And those are the people who will come in and show you how to use LinkedIn, how to use Canva, um, how to build a website, how to use art and collage uh, as a coaching skill if you wanted to be that kind of creative coach. These are all very much highly approved, top of their game professionals who come in to offer help and to educate you with the other stuff you might need to know about coaching and to help your business thrive. And not everyone who comes on the course wants to start a business. You might want extra skills, as Natalie said, working in financial services. She thought, well, I might be able to add these skills in. If you're a teacher, you might think, well, this would help my pupils. If you're a lawyer, it might help with mediation and family law to know a few coaching skills. If you're a sales manager, you might want to be able to motivate your team, build their confidence, help them with communication skills, and help them reach their goals. So it's not everyone on the course automatically becoming a coach. It is some people wanting to build their kind of repertoire of tools to use in their current role.
We also, I mean, I don't know about you, but I've noticed as well in the last few years, we have more people, it's still not, high percentage, but we definitely have people at the beginning of the career or they're retiring, maybe early, but they don't want to stop working. They're like, I've got so much more to give. And so they
Yes.
come saying, good, this will give me a really purposeful second career. And, I love that. I think it's, people are much more open now to, I can do something else that I want to do.
Yeah.
So
If you had two clients a week and you were charging, I don't know, £75, £100 per hour, that's a nice little extra income coming in if you wanted to put it away for your fund or a little nest egg for the future or something for your grandchildren or holiday money. It's a nice added income. I mean, if you've got more than two clients, even better. But as you were saying, Natalie, what people don't realize is once you're on the course and you start telling people, guess what I'm doing on Saturdays now or Fridays, and they tell their friend, oh, what are you doing? I'm training to become a coach. It's amazing. I'm so excited about it. Oh, what's that all about? Oh, I wouldn't mind some of that. So you'll be surprised, would-be coaches who are on the call now. You might get clients before you know it. That
yeah,
often happens.
we usually have, I mean, at least one or two people who say 2 or 3 weeks in. I've mentioned it and I've already got people asking me, which is fantastic. We really do. It really is a hands-on course. I mean, I think that's the big difference. And we're very clear about what the course is because for us, there's loads of choice out there. We want you to choose the right course for you. And if this isn't, okay, great. We'll be clear about what it is and then you'll find the right thing for you. But equally, if you're someone that's like, okay, I really want to get into it from week one, you're coaching. And at the beginning, everyone says, but I don't, how can I possibly know what I'm doing? And we say, but the great thing is you'll start feeling it over
You
the week.
will.
You'll think, gosh, I approached that person so differently. And it's been 3 sessions.
And your confidence grows. The more you coach, the more confident you become. And
Yeah,
the most common comment is, "I absolutely love coaching." Once you
yeah.
start doing, I love it. You kind of the biggest buzz you ever get is making people happy, helping them reach their potential, and you've been part of that extraordinary process. It is the most joyful profession. I've had some amazing professions. I was a journalist meeting really super famous people writing about lovely assignments that I went on to Paris or Russia. Nothing, nothing compares with the buzz of helping someone change their life and seeing in front of you a happy, content, free person, and you might have had a bit to do with their journey. That is the real buzz, the biggest buzz of all, honestly.
Yeah. And there's moments you never forget in your coaching career.
Mm.
I start already thinking of people that have come back to you sometimes a few years after, and they're emotional and they say, you don't realize the impact you had. You changed the direction of my life completely, and you just think, gosh, I mean, obviously they're doing the work, really. We're guiding and supporting them through that. But it's an absolute privilege to be able to be that person in someone's life.
It's really humbling. It's
Yeah.
really humbling. Now, probably another common question is, can you get how easy is it to get clients? Well, it's a business, so nothing's guaranteed. And whether you open a cafe or a hat shop, or we all have to work hard to get people in the door or to notice us and to buy our services. So people are earning money from coaching. People have got full practices. It is happening. No, it's not a flooded market. No one ever says there's too many dentists around here or too many hairdressers, or they always say that about coach. It's a flooded market. It really isn't.
No, no.
It really isn't. And now I'm by the seaside today, and I walked around a few shops, and I was saying, "How's the season being?" Well, it's quite quiet. There you go. So it's quiet, but they said people are worried. Now that may be bad if you're a retailer, but I hate to say this, music to the ears of a coach. You're thinking, well, there'll be an upsurge of clients coming to us then. It's a very unstable world at the moment. Nothing seems certain. And when there's uncertainty, people want to talk that out. And you can't talk about this with your boss or your colleagues, or even your friends, really. Maybe you're feeling the same thing. Coaches can't, AI can never replace coaching. We listen to someone's tone of voice. We look at how they're even breathing. We look at their energy. A bot can't do this. A book off a shelf can't do this. Come on, we've all got stacks and stacks of self-help books. Who's ever finished them? You get halfway through, like, oh, this isn't really doing it for me. But I was looking for something in this book. Well, with the coach, we get you over the line. It's not just talk. It's not reading. It's not a bot saying, hey, have a nice day. Why don't you try this sentence? It's not like that. It's someone who's 100% unconditionally supportive of you, completely on your side, probably unlike anyone else in your life. Your coach is your cheerleader, your challenger, someone who will push you gently forward to finally get what you've always wanted, to finally finish and say, I did it. And you will see the results quite quickly. Now, therapy is about looking over the past and peeling back the layers of what may have caused hurt or what's been going on, making sense of things. Coaching is about the here and now and the future. And what we do is we powerfully move people on from where they are now to where they want to be. And you'll be surprised in 3, 4, 5, 6 sessions what can be created here. It's not, you don't sign up a client for years. They might come back to you some years' time. It's usually about three months worth of coaching, and you will have got there with your client. Incredible process. I actually personally think it's a developmental leap in our human in human development. I think that coaching is so powerful and it moves people on so quickly. It is the way of the future. It's just taking off, really.
Yeah, and I do think, a lot of people now are using it in a complementary way to therapy because they realize it's becoming more clear, obviously, the difference. Whereas before, I think it was much more difficult. I'm not saying it's still obvious to people, but whereas you think, okay, for a bereavement, a very difficult divorce, you need psychological support through it. Very often, you've got to a point, and in fact, I work with a therapist who refers people to me because they get to a certain point where they say, okay, I felt like I've dealt with that stuff that I need to deal with. How do I now go forward? I need the next part. And so I think that's where coaching has fallen in very well to modern life, especially, unfortunately, with the huge disconnection we have from people now. People are looking for, and also I wanted to add with AI, I've had people come to me now who've used maybe ChatGPT, and they said, "Oh, I used it as a coach and I found it so helpful. That's why I'm hiring a coach," because they realized it can take you so far, but they actually want a human and they want accountability. They
Yes.
want genuine support,
Yeah.
and the nuance that humans can understand that we're not there yet with AI, thankfully.
I no, we're not. And what is interesting, AI is becoming a bit more cautious than it used to be, because there have been terrible incidents where people have consulted AI and, well, yeah, bad outcomes. AI is much more cautious now and says things like phone the Samaritans, get help, go dial 999. This is not, this isn't helpful. You need to be able to talk to another human being. There's
Mm.
not many jobs now I'm hearing that are AI proof.
Yeah, it's true.
So
Yeah,
person human contact is what is the future, I think.
yeah,
Um,
essential.
yes. Anyone can benefit from this course, whatever profession you're in. People say, well, don't I have to be in HR or be a teacher? No, no, no. I think the youngest person we had was a 21-year-old um, lady who worked in the Apple store and saved all her money to do this course. I think we've had someone in the 70s who was retired and a businessman for years who decided this is what I want to do now. We had someone who had burnout from corporate life and it was off work with illness and burnout. And he thought, I'll do this while I'm off work. And
Yes.
basically, I'm not going back. This is the thing I want to do. I want to be a coach. It was all part of
Yeah.
him. This is exactly what I've been looking for. So a lot of corporate people come on and look, this is amazing. So I finally feel like I've found my calling, my purpose, my tribe of people. But we've had business. We had a guy who's currently in Tatler magazine this month in the Forbes Top 100. He came on the course because he owned nightclubs in Mayfair, and he wanted to go into the health and wellness industry, and he wanted to understand what coaching was about. He isn't actually a coach, but he wanted to research, so he made sure that when he hires coaches, what to look for. So there's lots
Yeah.
of different types of people who've come on, a Olympic sledder, um, horse riders, ballerinas.
Veterinarian. Everything you can think, everything you can think. We are always quite excited at the beginning to discover what range of people we have. I
Yeah.
had a dentistry surgeon the last term, somebody working for NGO. I mean, people from marketing backgrounds quite often come, teaching, counselling backgrounds. I mean, we also do have coaches sometimes. I had someone who had done a full coaching course in France, but they'd felt like it didn't quite cover everything, and they just didn't have that full confidence.
Mm.
Um, and they said, I need something where I'm in a group with a community, I have support, and we're living and breathing what we're going to be doing.
Mm.
So yeah, and she contacted us a year later and said, I've had a completely different year of business. I've been coaching I think she'd been coaching these 15 years. And she said, I've had a year like no other I've had in these 15 years. Thank you. Which is, great for us to hear.
Amazing. Yeah.
But
Uh,
yeah.
So who makes a great coach? You first, Natalie. What are the qualities that make a great coach?
I mean, something that we come back to frequently is to have endless curiosity, because we have got to avoid assumptions.
Mm.
And
Mhm.
however good we are as people, it's a very natural habit to fall into. I've seen someone like this before, so they're probably thinking this. Nope, we're never going down that road. We need to stay curious. We don't go into any comparison or assumption. Like you said, we're really listening and we're
Mm.
asking really good questions.
I love that. Don't make assumptions. Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
know how you feel. You don't know how someone feels. Oh yeah, you're probably thinking this. You don't know that. I know what success looks like. You don't know what their version of success looks like. A version of success might mean earning lots more money, having all lovely things, international holidays, maybe a second home. Success might also mean working 3 days a week and spending more time with the family. You don't assume you know what success means. So as coaches, we keep an open mind, a non-judgmental mind, and we ask the question, what does success look like to you? Tell me more about it. How will you know when you've got there? How will it feel? How long do you think it might take you to get there? What are you doing right now that might be contributing to it? that's what the question you asked. Not, I know what success means to you. You don't know. None of
Yeah.
us know. We don't make assumptions. I would add in empathy and a genuine desire to help others. Um, it makes us happy as human beings when we've helped someone. And I think if you already know, anyone who's on the call now, you know that people come to you because they've got problems, whether you like it or not. Maybe sometimes it's, oh no, not again, the phone's ringing. But it might be like, I like helping people. Oh, I love it. Please come to me with your problems. How did you get on with that date? How did that job interview go? Or have you had that difficult conversation with your mother? Be interested. Being a support to others is lovely, but you're probably doing it naturally anyway right now. You have
Yeah.
empathy, you're compassionate, you're kind, you want to help people. That is basic. You can't make that up. You can't pretend to want to care. You do care. And what we show you is how to do this professionally and how to get results from doing it and really professionally help people move on with these powerful tools that we have. And listen, anyone who's got a question, even if it's the wildest question, please put it in the chat box. We're kind of going on now, but if you might have a wonderful question you want to ask us, and
Yeah. Yeah.
no question is too silly or too obvious.
No.
Should we
It's
talk? Oh,
I
go
was going to say
ahead.
it's always great if someone asks a question because usually someone else is thinking it.
Yeah.
We find that all
But,
the time. People say, "That's what I wanted to ask, but I wasn't brave enough."
but
Yes, don't wait because sometimes we're just signing off and then we get three questions and it's a bit
yeah.
of a shame because it's useful for
Yeah.
everyone listening.
It is. But I would say let's talk about accreditation, shall we? Because a lot of people ask about that.
Yeah.
Why is it important, Natalie? Why is it important that we help our clients go on to get accreditation?
I mean, one of the reasons that comes up quite often when we're discussing it is if you want to work with certain organisations, they might actually ask for it. So
Yeah.
I know, for example, the police, the NHS are now started to hire coaches, which is fantastic for their staff. But I remember it came up in particular that one of the coaches is working with the police, and she said they had a list of fantastic coaches, but you were immediately off the list if you didn't have accreditation. So if you want to work with a particular organization, also, for example, I live in Italy and academic qualifications are seen very differently here. They're kind of you must have them as a beginning. So to have an official qualification does make a difference between you and the next coach. So there are lots of different reasons, but those are the ones that come to mind.
Yes. It's worth noting that the course, the Pure Coaching Academy, is an accredited life coach training course. So we have an accreditation with a governing board. When you complete the course, you will have your certificates that you are able to coach straight away. You are a certified life coach. If you want to go on to become an accredited life coach afterwards, you need that certificate and you need 60 hours of practical coaching, which is one of the reasons why on week one we give you a buddy coach to train with. So you'll have a minimum of 8 hours practical coaching at the end of it. And then you can go and coach family and friends, pro bono clients, and to get 60 hours together. Typically, it takes about 3 months to get the 60 hours. Some people do it really, really super quickly. Some people take their own time, but it doesn't stop you coaching. You can start your business as soon as you've got your certificate and work towards the accreditation afterwards. And we have someone from the accreditation board come in to explain the process to you. But it is something we really hope that you do follow up with because it does add gravitas to your offer. One of the things I most dislike hearing is people saying, "Oh, I'm a life coach. Oh, where did you train? Oh, I downloaded something off the internet." You wouldn't do that as a doctor or a health professional. You wouldn't do that as a healer. Oh, I just made it up as I went along. And having accreditation gives you gravitas. It gives you authority. It makes you look professional. It helps the profession to stay professional. It's the other people who might be giving us a bad name. So we're real kind of flag wavers for getting accreditation as soon as you can.
It also feels really good.
It does. It really does.
A
Yes.
real achievement.
Yeah. And people say, when can I start earning money from it? Well, we have typically on every course someone who's got a paying client by the end of it.
Yeah.
Even if they're paying like 20 or 30 pounds an hour, it's a start and you build from there. And how much can you earn? The sky's the limit. In America, the coaches charge a lot of money per hour. Here, I think it's typically anything from starting out £75 up to 250 corporate life, £500 an hour in the corporate world, more. It's up, it depends where you're pitching yourself.
And also, I mean, we can't forget to mention the breadth of coaching, that it's unusual you meet someone and they are, hello, I'm a life coach. You very much will find, which we help, we guide you through the course to find your place. So you might be someone that does workshops exclusively. You might be someone that goes into companies and does, day training. You could only ever do one-to-one. Maybe you work with people who have, maybe you're post-divorce, so you're a divorce coach. There's parenting. We've got parenting coaches, collage coaches. I mean, the variety is huge, because really that's your strength. What works with you and your own skill set. Often could be another career that you've come from, is probably the biggest asset you've got, because you really have got a strong brand then.
Absolutely. Anything you've been through in your life and you've overcome, it sounds really weird, can become a niche, like divorce coaching, or I'm a redundancy coach. I help people through redundancy because I've been through that myself. You can be a surviving illness coach, a weight loss coach, health and well-being coach. We have some of the more unusual niches have been, I'm a coach who works with creatives to make money out of their art, because apparently creative people are good at making beautiful things, but they're not very good at charging for it. So this coach was how to be commercial as an artist, and I'll coach you into doing that. We had Felix come on. Do you remember you trained with Felix? She was a musician, a very, very good bass guitarist, and she was coaching other musicians how to not play, but think about their careers, what they're doing, any blockages they had creatively. She was working with musicians in her studio with that. That's a great niche. We've had horse whisperer coaches. I don't know what they whisper into the horse's ear, but maybe it's training other people to be horse whisperer coaches. I don't know. But whatever you've been through or you love, or an obstacle in life you've overcome, can then become a strength, because you're like the flag bearer who says, I've got over this and I'm going to help you do that too. The empty nest coaches, when your children have gone, the postmenopausal coaches, the last chapter coaches, or the new chapter coaches, or surviving whatever coaches. What you've been through can become your strength.
Yeah, I mean, we have Ema, one of our guest speakers, who comes in and does work around niching, because she's niched very strongly. She's a dating coach. And she's been in all the newspapers and radio shows with this, because obviously it resonates with a lot of people. But she went into it coming from a completely different corporate background because of what she went through, and she thought something is really missing here. Not everyone just wants to go on an app. There's something missing, and it's the other side of it. Why are people struggling?
It's brilliant, because she does now like 6 weeks kind of coaching packages for getting people ready to date, or to look at where they're going wrong with their dates. And on her website, she's got her wedding day photograph, and underneath it's met on Hinge or whatever, or Tinder. So it's like there's living proof you can meet your life partner on these apps. And she's a dating coach. But that's, as you say, her background's corporate, but she used her own experiences to create this niche. It's really a creative industry. We'll give you the tools and techniques, but how you coach your clients is up to you. You could say, oh, I use humor, which I do. I try to be funny with my clients. And yeah, it's a serious business, but I try and make it a light-hearted, fun, where appropriate process. You could say, I'm a creative coach. I like to use visuals with my clients and encourage them to do the same. You set the pace as the coach on how you'll be a coach as well. And that's what your clients will be attracted to.
Absolutely. That's why you stand out.
That's why you stand out.
Yeah.
So
No
just a
question.
few, no questions yet, but a little bit of practical stuff. At the end of August, the price goes up. We're on the early bird booking price at the moment, so please don't hang around. It's a nice discount at the moment. You can book your place. You can pay over 5 months. There's an instalment plan. We might even put it up to 6 months soon. So, you can pay each month. You're basically buying a new profession, which can pay you back quite quickly once you start getting clients. Tell everybody about your academy in Milan, or even people here can join you on a Friday.
Yeah, so we found there's a couple of reasons, wasn't it, really? One was that sometimes people just couldn't make the weekend, especially maybe you've got young children or a particular hobby or job the weekend. And they would say, "Have you got a weekday course?" And for years, it was quite sad to say, "I'm really sorry, we don't." Um, but also, I was obviously working with you on the Saturday Academy, and in Italy, I mean, I was getting asked more and more about coaching. Now I'm doing more corporate work than ever, and I didn't actually approach that at all. It came to me because the coaching world in Italy has landed later than it did in England. But it's here now. And so as it was growing, you said, "Well, what's the training like there?" And I said, "Well, that's a good point because obviously I did it in the UK with you." And that was in person, and I actually flew back every Saturday. That's how worthwhile it was. I was like, okay, I've got to make this work because this is really something worthwhile. And it was a case of, okay, looking up what was here, because the coaching has arrived later, there wasn't really anything. The things that there were very kind of salesman based, or very, very academic. As I said, Italy is a very academic driven country. So it would be okay over a few years, but they would have a huge amount of theory and no practical experience. So I was getting a lot of Italians saying to me, "Oh, I had a coach. They were terrible. I had to fill in, 100 pages in every session." This doesn't sound like coaching to me. um, so, we kind of came out and said, "Do you know what? Let's see if we can expand Pure Coaching Academy to Italy." And it's gone extremely well the last 2 years. So yeah, we're
That's
going into the third year.
fantastic, and it's still relatively new in Italy, but it's
Yeah,
kind of a start. It's like we were 10 years ago, maybe in the UK,
absolutely. Yeah,
but the UK is behind America by about 20 years, so we're all kind of moving along. Um,
exactly.
mine is the Saturday course, and it's at 10, starts at 10 in the morning and it finishes at 3. So it's a reasonable day. It's not like, oh, I've lost my whole Saturday. You'll have your little bit of a lie and your cup of coffee. Then you start at 10, you finish at 3, you've got an afternoon, evening on a Saturday. The reason it seems so short, it's very content rich, but it's enough. You don't go home, or sorry, you don't go back to your day thinking, oh, I've got a migraine, I've got so it's such a heavy day. No, you should feel energized, and you just had enough by that point. And I guarantee you will have learned everything by those 8 weeks. You can say it's not long enough. It really is. There's nothing missing. People have been on the course, tried another course, thinking, I still need to learn something. I don't know why they thought that, and come back and said, no, it was everything. What you did, the second course I did out of my own kind of insecurity, it wasn't anywhere near. It is everything in the course. I guarantee there's nothing missing. You'll have everything you need.
Yeah, and I think, like you say, it's people will say it's no, it's not tiring is not the right word, but they'll say you're learning so much, but they feel energized. So they say, well, it's quite amazing because I feel like, wow, I really learned a huge amount today, but I kind of feel like, right now I'm ready to go out. I'm full of life and joy.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's how coaching makes you feel. But no, I mean, it's very comprehensive. We have a lot of people, we have people coming in to talk about the neuroscience behind it, podcasting. We talk about, is there a media for you? Because many people are saying, well, I'm not about to go on TikTok, but there might be a writer. So we talk about things like Substack. Other people podcasting, they're very happy to talk, but they don't want to be seen. Some people are very happy on TikTok. We can help you through that. But there's a lot of a practical aspect to it, like you said, and not only learning great skills. from a coaching perspective. So it is
Yeah,
very comprehensive in that way.
it is. And typically, how the day works is we have a little catch up in the morning, go around, check on everyone, how you're all doing. We would probably do 1 or 2 modules before lunch and usually 1 or 2 in the afternoon. We get through them quite quickly, and the best way to get the most out of the course is to join in.
Yeah.
We don't want this that people head down just writing. It's head up, asking questions, even whatever the question, getting involved, trying things out, volunteering within the classroom. And the kind of unexpected joy of the academy is the people you meet, the other trainee coaches. Everyone says, "I found my tribe." I never thought I'd find the right place and the right people. I'm in the right place and with the right people right here,
Yeah.
right now. And that's nothing to do with us. That's just
Yeah.
you lovely people signing up and then creating this fabulous community of kind, empathetic, interested, curious, game-changing people like yourself who want to make a difference in the world, to put a small dent in the universe to help other people. And that's something that's beyond our control. The fact that people make friends and lifelong pals out of the course as well.
Well, they really, I mean, they genuinely stay in touch with each other, which
Yes.
is lovely for us. And people collaborate together, so they might work together. People have done podcasts together, which is lovely. But it is fascinating for us because people will have wildly different backgrounds. We'll have plenty of introverts as well as extroverts, and it just, I think probably because people choose this course because of the way it's approached, it attracts a certain type of person.
Yeah.
And so however different it seems, people have that connection quite quickly and they feel safe. And so people feel very comfortable participating, which is lovely.
What we hear a lot is, I looked at lots of different academies. I kept coming back to the Pure Coaching Academy. Hear that a lot.
Mm.
Um, I'm going to give you a question out of the blue, Natalie. What makes you passionate about coaching?
Um, I mean, I can honestly say I come out of my calls or meetings, also in person, feeling absolute joy. I mean, that hasn't gone away from me at all. Of course, I have challenging clients, or I have a challenging hour with a particular client, of like anything, but it's still so satisfying. Because you're working on a puzzle with someone, you're helping them essentially, and I've had such a wide range of people and backgrounds, and it's never boring. It
Mm.
cannot be boring. It's just very satisfying, I find, compared to, obviously I was in finance for over 15 years, but that doesn't, there's no comparison, obviously.
It's lovely to hear, and I
Mm.
share that passion. My passion for the coaching industry is that people are trained properly with a coaching academy, not something you've downloaded or a book you've read. Now you say you're a coach. I'm passionate about great coaches making a difference in this world, and I want to see them trained properly. And I really truly believe that it's just about to take off. It's not coming down. We're a launch pad, a dawning industry, not one that's a sunset industry. So people don't listen to what everyone's saying. AI is taking over everything. It really isn't. So I don't want to keep anyone any longer because we've had 45 minutes. You will all get a recording of this, and all the people who signed up who couldn't actually join us live. Do email us if you have any other questions you didn't want to put in the chat box. If you want to have a Zoom call with us privately, happy to do that. But be aware that the price does go up soon, and it'll be fabulous to see you. We better just say the dates, haven't we? 28th of September is my one, the Saturday one.
Yes, and I need to check.
I know, I was just
Good,
thinking it's the
good.
28th.
Mine's the week after, so it will be the 2nd of October.
Okay.
If you're joining us on Fridays.
Mm.
But as Carole Ann said, we are very approachable, because we are happy even to talk to someone who then says, I had someone email me last time saying, it was lovely to chat to you. I've decided I'm actually going to go with someone else because I want to go in person and it's down the road.
Yeah.
But, really, and I thought good, because then
Yes.
he's doing the right course for him.
Yes.
We want people to come that feel like they're in the right place.
Yes, this isn't a sales call, by the way. This is basically get to know us a bit, see what you think, go away, and that gut level feeling. How am I feeling in my gut right now? Is it a good feeling?
Yeah.
Trust that gut instinct. Trust that. Trust your heart and your logical brain. They all have different brains. Brain has logic, the heart has its own messages, the gut has its own messages. Put it all together, and hopefully we'll see you at the end of September or early October.
Yeah, we would love to.
Yes, we would love to see you there. Anyway, have a good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Bye for now, everyone. Thank you, Natalie.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.